Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm so excited. We're going to try out some new quick coat epoxy today with the tumbler that we're making. I got this from my local Hobby Lobby. It was $28.99 for this kit here, and it comes with some measuring cups, popsicle sticks, and your epoxy here. So I've been wanting to try the quick coat just to see, what the hype all about and to see how much faster my projects go. So I'm very excited about this. So for this project, we're going to measure out equal parts of A and B. It's going to be the same concept as your regular epoxy. The only difference is we're going to add a little bit more because we're going to mix some mica powders in. So typically for a 20-ounce tumbler, if I'm just doing glitter with like a tack it method, I'm usually only using maybe 5 mLs right around there because you don't need a lot. But for this one, since we're going to incorporate some mica powders in there, we're going to do more like a 20 ounce, not 20 ounce, 20 ml. That way we have enough left over to add our micas into. One thing you do want to note with the quick coat epoxy is you do have less working time. So this one has about a 20 to 25 minute working time versus my counterculture that has a little bit more closer to a 40-minute work time. So that's just kind of something to keep, kind of keep in the back of your head that you don't have as long work-wise with this. But it does cure a lot faster. It is tack-free in roughly 4 hours, and roughly 2 hours after applying it. If you wanted to, you could add another coat. So far I've been really pleased with it. This is the first tumbler I'm using it on, and I've used it on about a dozen of them since then, and it's worked perfectly for me. So we're going to go ahead and measure this out just like we do, and go ahead and put them together in the same cup, stir slowly, and then we'll start getting it on our tumbler and dividing it with our micas. Alright, so now that we got this stirred up, we're going to use two different mica powders. We're going to use Mermaid Powder, which is the purple there on the right, and we're going to use Hulk, which is the white that you see on the left. Now Hulk will change colors on a dark base. So we're going to be applying this onto a black tumbler that's already been prepped and spray painted with a matte black paint. And we're going to just mix these together, and you can see it's white, but watch, just wait until it gets on that black tumbler. And it's going to shift to a green. It's really pretty. And then Mermaid Powder here is a beautiful color. It's kind of like a purplish blue. It kind of screams mermaid, which is hence the name. So it's one of my most popular mica powders. Okay, so we're going to start designing this by just applying a nice kind of thinner coat of epoxy onto our cup. Like I said, I just sprayed this with the black flat spray paint, same one I use all the time. And we're just going to get some nice good coverage, and then we're going to start adding these other colors on here. I don't really have necessarily a technique in mind. I'm kind of just winging this tumbler, if I'm being honest here, so I have no idea how this is going to come out, but I love being able to experiment with different colors, textures, styles. You never know what you're going to come up with, so bear with me. All right, so let's go ahead and add this mica. Watch what happens with Hulk. Look at that, isn't that awesome? It's so fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my finger and I'm just kind of splotching it around the tumbler. And I have, like I said, I kind of don't really know where I'm going with this. I have no necessary design in mind. I just thought it would be kind of cool to use these colors because we're kind of going Hocus Pocus theme. Of course, I mean, what else theme would we use during fall? So we're just going to splotch this all around, and I'm just going to go back and forth between the Hulk and the Mermaid Powder, just kind of blending the colors a little bit here, a little bit there, and they kind of make like a really cool effect once I get these together. And then once I have all the mica, we're going to sprinkle just a little bit of our Hocus Pocus glitter just to add, you know, that little touch of sparkle. Okay, so we're gonna get the Hocus Pocus glitter. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. You need to go check it out. And I got a little pinch, and I'm just, like I said, just a little bit of a touch of sparkle on this, just because we can. And it's so pretty, and I had to use it. I was so excited. So just kind of sprinkling it randomly throughout the tumbler, not putting a whole lot on there. And then we're gonna let this cure and add a coat of epoxy just to make sure it's nice and smooth before we go to our next step. Okay, so we're ready to start adding our pearls. I got these from Amazon. They are pearls that are flat on one side, and I'm adding them using the E6000 glue, and I'm just putting a little bit on a popsicle stick here, putting a little bit on the back of the pearl, and just kind of randomly placing them throughout the tumbler. You do see I have an image on there. I end up changing that image later on because as I started to look at it, I couldn't really see it. It didn't really stand out like I wanted it to. So I did take it off and just put another image on there, but you'll see at the end result, it's a whole different image. And then we're just gonna go and cluster these pearls in little clusters. There's a lot of different sizes throughout this pack, so I use a mixture of big ones, medium, small ones, and just kind of put them wherever you want. These are gonna be like the bubbles to kind of the witch's brew, so to say. And then I do let this glue dry, for about an hour before we start getting ready for that drip. Okay, so you can see they're just kind of all randomly placed on the tumbler. And I have my epoxy mixed up. It is the quick coat one again. And we're going to add some nice and thick. I got this from Counterculture's website. It's a very, very light powder consistency that you add to your epoxy to get it nice and thick like that. So I'm going to add, gosh, I think I did like 5 to 7 scoops of it because I wanted this really thick. So obviously if you don't want it as thick, you're not going to add as much. The thickness wise, it just kind of comes down to personal preference, but just remember the thicker it is, the less the drip. So if you have your mixture that's not so thick, like you saw in my black flame candle, it's going to drip a little bit more down the tumbler. And so for this one, I didn't want it to do that. So I made sure to add enough of this powder. I just mix it in really well after each scoop. And then once we get the mix to the consistency that we want, we're going to go ahead and add our mica powder in here. Okay, so I think we have the consistency that we want. And remember, your mica powder is going to also thicken it up a little bit as well. Not too much, but we're going to add mermaid powder in for this one as well because I thought it would be really complementary to the tumbler that we're doing. And let's just face it, it's an awesome color, and purple is one of like the main colors of Hocus Pocus. So of course we had to use it. So we're just going to add a little bit more. I do add a couple scoops, as you can see here, more than I would normally add if I was just using it in epoxy, because I really want that deep rich color and because the nice and thick kind of changed my epoxy to that white. So just make sure you mix it up really well so you don't have any of those white streaks there, and then we'll start dripping it on. Okay, so we're going to get our mixture and we're going to go up at the very top rim part here. And I'm kind of going right over these beads and just very slowly kind of spreading it out and then bringing it up to the rim, allowing it to drip. I kind of go around once and then go around a little bit again, just to kind of get the look that you want. There's no really right or wrong way to do this. It's just, you know, all personal preference, design, however you want it to look. But we are going to make sure that we get those drips over the pearls. I originally saw this design with the pearls from Sandy's Organized Chaos, and she added the pearls first like I did. And then VMD Designs did another version of it, but she added the pearls after she did the drips. So she put the drip and then added the pearls on there. So there's 2 different ways you can do that. They each have a video too if you want to go check them out as well. This is the way that I'm doing it. And maybe next time I'll try the other way just to kind of see which way is better. But anyways, we're just going to go and drip this on because it's the quick coat. It's only going to take about 4 hours until it's tack free. And then we will just add our final coat of epoxy, which I know I filmed and my phone did not save it. So I am so sorry about that, guys, but it's just adding it like a normal coat of epoxy. The only thing is you want to just kind of get in between those drip marks. That's really the only difference. Otherwise, it's the same as you would with any other cup. So I'm so sorry. You gotta love technology. Anyways, once we get that last coat on, this cup is done. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. These are so fun to do. I love the colors, and it was so fun for Halloween coming up. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to join us over at Karly's Creations, Tumblers, and more on Facebook. We'd love to have you over there. We do lots of giveaways, exclusive group codes, and sneak peeks on new products. We have lots of good information over there, and we just have a really wonderful group of people. So come on and join us. Don't be shy. We're friendly, and we'll see you on the next video.